What's up guys, Steven here and greetings from the MWC 2018, and Sony finally did it, so they have changed their design, and today we'll have a closer look at their brand new smartphones, the Sony Xperia XZ2 and the XZ2 Compact. So let's go. Alright guys, so there we go. Here it is, the new Sony Xperia XZ2. And as you can see, the design is kind of different. So it still looks like a Sony smartphone. We have that kind of chocolate bar design, as you can see, but we have smaller bezels because a lot of consumers actually said that they want to have smaller bezels. Here the side bezels are smaller, and especially the bottom chin, as you can see, and the top bezel here. Also the backside has changed. So on the XZ2 we have now Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on the backside, which is scratch resistant and allows also wireless charging. And if you have a closer look, then you can see that it is curved. So this gives you a quite good feeling in your hands, and yeah, it also makes the smartphone a little bit thicker, and as you can see here, a little bit thinner. That's why the fingerprint scanner has moved from the power button to the back side. And as you can see, it's almost here in the middle of the smartphone, so it's a little bit on the low side. Coming from a Galaxy Note 8, this feels definitely different on the smartphone, but it's actually quite convenient because if I take the phone like this, I almost put my finger on the fingerprint scanner. But if you have very big hands, at first it feels a little bit different, but it works definitely good. The fingerprint scanner is very fast, unlocks almost every time. And if we have a closer look at the front side, then here we can see also a lot of changes. So here at the bottom, as always, the Sony logo. We have dual firing front speakers, which are very good. They are stereo speakers and they are supported by a new vibration technology. So if you're watching a movie or if you're playing a game, the phone also vibrates. So it's just like a DualShock PlayStation controller. You get some kind of vibration feedback, and to be honest, it feels really good. The new vibration technology does a very good job, and I'm pretty excited for all the new upcoming apps which will support that feature too. If you have a closer look around the phone, so here on the frame we have all the buttons on the right side of the phone, and we still have the camera button, which is really convenient. Now Sony focuses on multimedia experience, on very good camera technology, so they also have that camera button which acts as a shutter button, and I really like that because it gives you more feeling of having a camera in your hands and not a smartphone. Now if we have a closer look around the smartphone, then you can see that there is no headphone jack anymore. So here at the bottom we have a USB 3.1 Type-C port. You can use the included adapter to plug in a headphone jack, and also there's another adapter which you can buy extra, and it allows you to listen to music and also charge your smartphone at the same time. Also, as you can see, it's curved. That's why they can use a 3180 mAh battery inside of the smartphone, which is pretty good for the size, and also that means you get around 2 days of battery usage depending on your use. As always, the XZ2 also comes with expandable storage. So here at the top we have a micro SD card slot and a micro SIM slot, so it's single SIM, but also can be extended with up to 400 GB micro SD cards. Also the body is once again IP68 waterproof and dustproof certified, and comes with all the Sony typical buttons here on the right side, and also with the camera button to take pictures and use it as a shutter button. I really hope that they stay with the design of the XZ1 and just expand the display to minimum bezels. But if you have a look at the smartphone, then you can see it looks still kind of different, still a little bit Sony look-alike, but it feels definitely better in my opinion. Also on the front side of the smartphone we have a 5-megapixel front-facing camera, and you can also now do 3D scans with the front-facing camera, which is pretty cool if you want to take a model of your own head. And as I've told you before in the XZ1 review, you can use that in your own 3D printer. You can send it to companies who print your head, and you can do a lot of fancy stuff with that, and even put it into animations or even in games later on. Also on the back side we have the 19-megapixel Sony camera. It's actually the same like in the Sony Xperia XZ1. So you have that motion eye technology up to 960 FPS of slow motion, and now you can also record that in full HD, but only half of the time. So you get around 6 seconds of 960 FPS in 720p, and you get roughly around 3 seconds of slow motion in full HD, which makes it kind of hard to time your shot. So you have to press that slow motion button in the exact moment which you want to record, and it's actually very hard to time it correctly. But once you know how to do it, it's actually a lot of fun to shoot slow motion videos, and even in full HD this will look very good, but as always you should have a lot of light, otherwise you get really crispy footage. The sensor is also the one which Samsung is using in their Samsung Galaxy S9, but it's not exactly the same sensor, but it's the same sensor which uses the memory which is on the sensor to allow that high frame rate recording. Also, the phone is capable of shooting 4K HDR videos with the rear camera, and then you can playback the videos on the phone's internal 18:9 Full HD Plus HDR display, which is, to be honest, a very good display. Just like on the Sony Xperia XZ2 display, it's very bright, so I really have to turn down the brightness on the phone because it's so damn bright. I don't know the exact numbers, but you will find all that data down below in the description, and I will tell you how bright it really is in the full review. But having a look at the display, it's vibrant, has good colors, very good viewing angles, and it's very bright. So I really like that 4K HDR display, which was also the same like in Sony Xperia XZ1. Now the phone is running Android 8 Oreo, just like on the XZ1, and it comes with the latest security patches. It's very close to stock Android, just a few customizations. So we have a different launcher, we have customizations like themes, different wallpapers, different animations. It's very easy to customize that on your own, but also it's very basic. And you can find all the Sony apps pre-installed on your smartphone, like the PlayStation app, the 3D scanner, the Shadow Play app, so to put your 3D scans into animations, and many more. Now performance-wise, it comes with the latest Snapdragon 845 processor, capable of up to 2.8 GHz, 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of ROM, which can be extended with microSD cards with up to 400 GB. Now the wireless charger for the XZ2 can also be bought extra. You can find all the links down below in the description, and this has been made possible by the glass backside, which allows wireless charging on the new smartphone. Now I'm also a huge fan of the Sony Xperia XZ Compact lineup, and here we have the Sony Xperia XZ2 Compact. And the new design allowed also a bigger screen, and now we have a 5-inch screen in that body. And if you have a closer look at it, then you can see really smaller bezels, smaller bottom, smaller chin, but we have almost the same features as we have in the XZ2. So we have the same processor, we have the Snapdragon 845, we have 4 gigs of RAM, and we have 64 GB of ROM in that small smartphone. It's thicker, as you can see, because it still comes with a huge battery for that screen size. So we'll also get around 2 days of battery life or even more on that smartphone. Now for sure there are some differences between the Sony Xperia XZ2 and the XZ2 Compact. If you have a closer look on the backside, then you can see that we have Gorilla Glass on the XZ2 and here plastic on the XZ2 Compact. Also we have no wireless charging on the smaller brother, and there is no vibration feedback. So for sure there is vibration, but there is not that vibration feedback which you have in the XZ2 when you watch movies or play games. So except of these small differences, both smartphones are actually almost identical in terms of specifications. We also have the same resolution now on the smaller brother, which is really amazing. So we have full HD Plus on the smartphone, and we have the same camera, we have the same chipset, so the same performance, and yeah, almost the same battery. And in real day-to-day use, I think the battery life is probably a little bit better on the XZ2 Compact because it has now a smaller display and almost the same battery size. But I will definitely test that in my full review. So the only differences are actually wireless charging is not included on the XZ2 Compact, and also you don't have that new vibration feature which you have on the XZ2. But I really like the XZ2 Compact, and I really can't wait to test that smartphone. Talking about testing the smartphones, my review will probably come in 2 or 3 weeks. I will now receive samples of the smartphones, and then I'll do a comparison video between the XZ2 and the XZ2 Compact, so stay tuned. I really hope that you liked this video. If you have any more questions about the Sony smartphones, then just put a comment down below and I'll try to reply as soon as possible, and also keep you updated on the smartphones and the review progress. So you can find all the links to the smartphones down below in the description. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Steven from TechMagnet, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a nice day.